everyone. Welcome to the all-new RTV System 5.5, which now includes the RTV Plus CRM integration. So you may have been greeted with this welcome screen here upon login. So let's go ahead and dive in. Right now, we're going to go ahead and click Take the Tour. It's going to go ahead and talk about the different aspects that have changed here. So now you can see everything is now on the left side for navigation purposes. It's no longer at the top. We've added an add button here for your wallets and credits. You now have a brand new banner that you can display images on just to further personalize your experience for yourself and any clients that happen to log in under your account. Right here, you can click the pencil icon to edit it. It will become visible when you move your mouse up above the cover image. Right here, we have a banner for the all-new RTV Plus CRM. And if you wish to check that out, check out its pricing and features, just click Upgrade Now. Now, as you can see, and as I mentioned, the navigation is now on the left side. So if you click these, you can go ahead and expand them. You'll see those original drop-down menus here. And then we also have the RTV Plus CRM button. So we'll get to that in just a second here, but I'm going to go ahead and continue around. So back up here with the add button essentially does what these did before. If you click these directly, it would load. But now we have a nice add button here, and this pops right up. Additionally, we have some new credit options that you may want to check out and take advantage of. Right here for the banner, we have this default banner here that will populate, but if you want to change it up, as you can see the pencil appears, you just click this, go ahead and drop one in, and then you can drag it, rearrange it, zoom in if you want, and set it to your liking. And then once you're set, just hit apply changes. Now if you ever want to switch that back, all you have to do is hit the pencil again, reset to default, hit apply changes, and just like that, it's back to normal. You've also noticed that your company logo will appear in the top left now as a nice large image. And this is something that your clients, when they sign in under you, will also see. So it's a nice representation of yourself, and it really goes a long way with white labeling the experience for your customers. Now, the rest of the system has pretty much stayed the same aside from some layout changes, but now we have integrated what we call the RTV Plus CRM. So let's go ahead and click Upgrade Now, and we're going to run through the process flow of how you can go ahead and check this out and possibly purchase a CRM for yourself. So we have monthly and annual billing plans, and you'll see those change here. And you do get a better value if you go with the annual. I think it's about 2 months saved per year versus the monthly. Now, if you decide to go with one or the other, you will get a discount on project credits, as well as some discounts on additional services here, which to be coming soon, photo editing and virtual staging will be additional discounts. So stay tuned for that. But as you scroll down here, you'll get to see underneath the CRM benefits, as well as all the other categories, the different aspects that will be included inside the CRM, which I will show you here in a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Upgrade to RTV Plus Pro here so I can get all the benefits. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill this information out so I can show you what this process will look like for yourself. Now that I have my information filled out, I'm going to go ahead and click Pay. And then you're going to be taken to a redirect page. So go ahead and wait here for a second so this will populate. And then just like that, you can see how there is the Welcome to RTV Plus Pro, and it gives you the steps. So you will have received an email at this point, and now you're going to want to go ahead and load that email. So let's go ahead and pull that up together. All right, so here we have the email. I'm going to go ahead and click Download External Images so I can see everything. It's going to talk about the CRM and what you need to do from here. So go ahead and read through that. But I'm going to go ahead and click this, activate my RTV Plus account so I can get started. All right, so you'll be brought to this screen here where you can now add your password. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And change password. All right, so we'll go ahead and continue to log in. and we will proceed from here. So let's go ahead and send that security code. And now you are at the RTV CRM dashboard. Now, depending on if you got the Plus or the Plus Pro will determine the features that you have available to you. So you may see some things that are on the Pro side that are not on the Plus side. So please keep that in mind. You can always refer to that pricing page just to see what the differentiation is between the two plans. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, I'm not going to deep dive into every area, but we will touch on different aspects here. So right here is the dashboard. You can actually customize this. You can create a custom dashboard. You can change the different metrics that you can have access to yourself. So this is going to help you see, all right, what are my opportunities looking like? Any type of funnel aspects, and a funnel is a form of website. That's something you'll see. Yeah, plenty of metrics here. You'll be able to play around with that in the future. But let's go ahead and continue on. We're going to go to conversations. Now, because we haven't created any new contacts yet, and we haven't synced your users yet from RTV, which you will be able to do, we'll do that here in a bit. You'll see the conversations showing up inside of this area between yourself and those clients. Now, in order for that to work properly, something you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Settings, My Profile, scroll down, and you're going to want to set up your email two-way sync. Now, once you do this and you set up the two-way sync, when you email your clients and your clients email you back to the email you synced, those are going to start showing up inside of your communication logs with them. And so that way you have one place you can track all your communication or your opportunities, internal notes, invoices you may have sent from here. The list goes on. So this is just another aspect of that, but let's go ahead and continue on. Next, we have calendars. So something you can do is sync your calendar. So let's go back to settings and my profile. And then we scroll down here and we have calendar settings. So here you can add a new calendar. You can choose between one of these options here, as well as video conferencing. So these are additional tools that you can get connected to your CRM to further improve your experience. Let's head back. And next we'll go to contacts. Now, right now, like I said, we don't have any, so let's go ahead and just create a contact. So we'll say add contact, and we'll call this Bob. And yeah, we'll just say test, and we'll give it an email of Chad, just like that. And we'll just, yeah, we can give it a phone number if we want here, like so. And additionally, you can customize this form. You can make certain things required for yourself. If we click this, yeah, you can totally customize this aspect for yourself if you want to have certain fields always populate while you're creating those contacts. But let's go ahead and finish this up real quick. And then you can decide what type of contact type it's going to be: customer, prospect, vendor. Let's go ahead and select customer. And you can even choose a time zone just using this default set of options here. And then we'll hit save. And so now we're inside of the contact. You have the contact details here, and then you have their name. You can assign yourself as the owner. And this is if you have staff working under you and they have their own accounts in the CRM. So if you add those later, this is something you can assign directly to contacts, so they're responsible for them. Right here, we have the RTV user type. Now, this is very important. So what this is going to do is this is going to determine the type of user that is inside of RTV. Now, once you get your contacts synced from RTV, this is going to become important. So if you create a contact inside of the CRM first, but you want that contact to sync to RTV, then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to change its contact type to one of the options here. And so if you're familiar with this already, then you should know which one to choose. Otherwise, go ahead and look into the differences here. But we have agents, owners, brokers, and photographers. So if it's an agent, you just hit agent. And then once you save, and again, this is after you have synced to RTV, it's going to immediately create that contact inside of RTV or that user type, and you will see that reflected. And then those would sync back and forth with one another with any changes that you may apply. But for now, we're going to go past it since we're not connected. And additionally, there's even further details that you can add. You're going to see a lot of these fields here will end up syncing over to the RTV side. So this might be an easy way to manage that as well. Now, after you do the two-way email sync, you're going to see your communication falls inside of here. So if we click in this box, right now it starts at an internal comment, but you can change this to email right here and then send an email just like this directly to that contact. On the side here, we have associations. So if you happen to create a company and then you want to associate the contact with a particular company, you can do that. We have opportunities. So what this is, we'll go over this more in a second here, but essentially it's a way to keep track of, let's say, photography shoots that you're doing. So like whether or not you just onboarded them and you need to schedule and you go to shoot and you go to book, and then like all the steps of the process that you would have, you can create those steps and then you can attach those as what they're called opportunities to these clients, and you'll be able to track the progress for each one, and those can show up here as well. So then we go to tasks. Now if you have tasks that you assign to yourself, and you see there's tasks right up here, you can say, oh, I need to call Jill, on a certain date in the future. You can create a task for yourself and it will appear inside of here for this contact. Additionally, tasks can have notifications, and you can set the notifications to send you email reminders. Hey, don't forget, you have to call so-and-so today, later at this time. And then as you complete those tasks, there'll be a little checkbox you can click and then move on. You can have additional notes with contacts. If there's any appointments that you've scheduled with them. If you want to attach specific documents against the contact. And you have different categories here as well. So you can upload documents to the contact. If there's any payments pending or transactions or anything of that nature in regard to the contact, you can track those here, as well as send emails and custom invoices for charging them for services. And then there looks like there's agent logs, which would be more of an AI thing. So once you're all set in this area, you can either click Smart Lists right up here, and this will take you back to the contacts list right here. And just like that, you can see it. And as you have more and more contacts, they're going to show up in a list form here. Now let's go ahead and jump down to opportunities. This is where we have a default opportunities list here that you can modify, but essentially it has steps to it. So let's go ahead and go to pipelines. And this opportunity line is a part of this pipeline, or is created by this pipeline. So if we click this right here and hit edit, here's all the stages of the opportunity. So we have new lead, booked, scheduled, shoot, and so on and so forth. And you can see the pattern as that would move along here. So if we go up and we click opportunities, and then we say add opportunity, or better yet, let's go to the contact, click on them, and then we'll go down to opportunities, create new. Now we can create an opportunity for this contact. If there's anything we want to give this additionally, we can, such as a value, like maybe this is a $100 value. Hit create. And then let's go ahead and close this. And so now let's go back to our opportunities. And here we now have this opportunity that if we click it and open it, we can view it right in here. We can view the details and we can update anything along the way. And you can see there's different points to this if you need to assign a task to it or make a booking against this opportunity, notes, payments, or associated objects. Now let's go ahead and go back to opportunities. And once you have this opportunity here, you can move it along the stages and you can see the values automatically adjust and totals will begin calculating as you do that. So if we drag it over, let's say we get all the way to the end, maybe we're at the completed stage, it will total all the opportunities in each category. So it's kind of like seeing, where the money goes and where it ends up. And if you're like awaiting payments, how much in total am I waiting to still receive? So it's definitely a great feature, and better yet is it can be automated. So you can create automations that say when this opportunity lands in awaiting payment, trigger email, send email template such and such to user. Like you can really, really take this to the next level where you start becoming hands off and your opportunities has automations attached and it just starts doing the work for you where you would manually be doing it. So that's something to keep in mind as well, but we're not going to get too far into that right now. Now into the payments and invoices. Here you can see it's fairly straightforward. How much are you waiting for in invoices and payments and such? Like if you send an invoice and you're waiting for it, or if it's been paid for, it'll show up in here. On to marketing. So right up here, you have a lot of options. I'm just going to jump into the emails for the moment just to show you. If we go to emails and then we go to templates, we include 16 different templates for helping grow your business. I'll go ahead and click on, let's see, this one here. So I'll just open this one up as an example. And so you can go ahead and modify these to your liking. You can click on the different images and change them out and change out the text. You can update the buttons inside, and these are what would be or could be sent to your own clients with your own information. But let's go ahead and hit preview. And essentially, the client will get this in their email and it will look like this in their email. So it's definitely a great way to market yourself if you want to take the time to modify these or just create a brand new one for your business. But I'm going to go ahead and go back. And again, something you can do with email marketing is do campaigns. So if you're looking to, let's say, advertise a certain service, you could create a campaign and just send this email template or whatever you create to all of your clients, and you can break it up in chunks or days or specific times that it could even be sent. And then we have something called snippets, which is essentially another email template. So if you create a snippet, and let's say add email snippet, and we'll just say test, 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 and then we'll hit save. Now, if we go back to our contacts, we open this up, and let's say we click on, and you can see this keeps track of what happened with the opportunity. We were moving it, and it tells you where it landed. So it's really keeping track of what's happening for this client. But let's go ahead and go to email, click this, and then rate. Oh, let's go ahead and refresh because that's not seeing it yet. So let's go ahead and refresh. Sometimes there are things where you'll add it and it might be cached in a certain point, so you'll need to refresh. So let's go ahead and switch that over. Email, click here. All right, so now we have our snippets. We click that. There's our template, and then it just fills it in. So you could have templates ready to go where you're just like, okay, I just need to send this email manually to these customers. So load the template, hit send, and away it goes. And again, if you have your email synced, it will be coming from you because it's going to have that synced email as the sender address. But let's go ahead and go back to marketing. And yeah, so that's essentially a couple of the aspects inside of here you're definitely again going to want to utilize. And now we land in the automations area. You'll see there's some default ones here, and these are for your hot sheet. So if you're currently using Aweber, you'll actually be able to use this instead for your hot sheet. Now we'll get into how to use this later on, but just keep that in mind that you can now use this to send your hot sheet instead. Next up is sites. So let's go here, and we have the funnels that we talked about, which are basically simple websites. And then we have actual websites, and these are free and a part of your account. We come with 3 templates here. One is called the Template Listing Amplifier site, and this is pretty cool. So if we click on this and we click Edit, we'll click on the box here and open Code Editor, you're going to see instructions on how to set this up. But to see an example of what this looks like, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to load it in a new tab. And this is what it does. There is a whole page that once you add your code in, it's going to automatically generate this from your listings. And all you have to do is go into your account under Settings, RSS feed and embed code, and you scroll down and you're going to copy your embed code right here. And then coming back, you're going to basically replace all of this text. You're going to paste it in, hit save, and you will then have your own listing site just like this. Now there's a few more steps. You're going to want to read through this because there's some information you're going to want to change, as these are templates, so they will have some Blue Lava Media content, but we'll go over that later in another video. But something to look forward to. I'm pretty excited about it. But let's go ahead and go back and we'll check out one of these websites right here. Let's go ahead and hit edit. And these templates are for you to modify and change as you like, but essentially you can have your own website directly out of the CRM. You can come up here, start changing out the buttons and where they go, the images, the logos, but you're going to have these load up for you. Now these templates were loaded with very large images, so we recommend that you go ahead and upload images that are more let's say internet friendly for loading, because like I said, they're very large, so they take some time to load. But when you go to load yours, then just choose some smaller sizes is all. Going back to here and back to sites, you have an additional website here. So you have 2 website templates you can use that are pre-made for you. You just need to modify, or you can create your own website using this button. And there's even further buttons at the top here as far as forms, surveys, quizzes, even a chat widget. So more things to check out and explore. And as we go along the side here, we have media storage. So anything that you've uploaded to your account, it's going to show up inside of here. And there's even reputation. So if you want to connect your Google business account here or your profile, you can monitor reviews and reply to reviews directly from inside of here. Okay, so now let's say you have staff working for you and you want them to be able to sign into the RTV CRM here. So go ahead and go to Settings, My Staff, and then you can add users from here. So whether or not they are going to be an admin or just a user role, and then you can adjust what access they have to, all by just scrolling down, toggling things on or off, or unchecking things so they can't access areas you don't want them to be touching. But that is a way to add staff. And then additionally, they can also do a 2-way sync with their email so they can communicate with the contacts as well. And you'll have one location to keep track of all that communication. Now, if you click on billing here, you can see what your current plan is. You can look at your payments and look at your payment history, as well as wallet and transactions. And so there are premium aspects to this site where you will need to add a wallet balance, and it will pull from that automatically. So you can keep moving on through with your day, especially with things like there are premium automation features. So those are like just 0.000, pennies on the dollar essentially for some of those. So just something to keep in mind. Now, if you're looking to make sure that your automated emails or your email marketing comes from a certain domain, you're going to want to set this up. So this is another area to check out under email services. And again, we are in the settings area. Go ahead and read through this. You can go ahead and add a dedicated domain and IP. There is information online about this. So something we'll talk about further, but if you have any questions, you can always reach out. Okay, with all that being said, there's plenty more to talk about, but we could go on and on about all the different features and ways to utilize this. Let's go ahead and get to the point where we're going to sync our contacts now from RTV. So if we switch back on over and then we go to our settings, which we're in, we scroll down, you're going to see under integrations, RTV Plus CRM. We click that and then we click connect. We just have to log in again here. It's a verification aspect. Go ahead and pop your email in. Hit sign in. Go ahead and send yourself a verification code. And pop that in and proceed. All right, now from here, because RTV is acting as an integration into the CRM, we're going to go ahead and verify that all this looks good. So you can go ahead and read through this if you wish. And there's some additional resources at the bottom here. So we're going to hit next. We're going to select our account. And then you're going to see it is connecting, syncing your data to the CRM. Now, once it finishes, if it finds no issues, it'll show just like this. But if it does find any issues with your users, it will list them as well as an error to go along with it. Sometimes maybe they might be phone number formatting issues and such. So you'll just have to go in, find that user, and then update that particular field and hit save. And as soon as you do, it will automatically retry and resync. But if you do have errors, then you'll be able to rerun the sync and you should be set after that. All right, so now that we have that connected, let's go ahead and proceed to the RTV Plus CRM. And you can use the quick link right here. Also, if you notice and you go to your dashboard, you're going to notice that the banner is gone. Since you have purchased it, it doesn't really make sense to show you a banner to purchase it. So that disappears there, and then this button will take you there. Let's go ahead and go to our contacts. And there we have it. Our contacts are synced over and all set. Now, just to show you what this would look like if you update a contact from one side or the other, let's go ahead and open up Roxanne here. And you're going to see that Roxanne is a photographer. So if we go back over here to the users and view users, here's Roxanne's profile. We'll hit edit. And you can see Roxanne's information right here. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust a couple things inside of here, like her first name and her last name, and maybe add a few additional details here. And then you're going to be able to see what that looks like on this end after we do it. So let me go ahead and just kind of go back a bit to users, switch over here, and we'll just add a 2 and a 2 here. And we'll go to general info, give it an office phone number, just like that. There's additional info. Maybe we want to add an Instagram, so Instagram.com, and then we'll just hit save. Let's switch back over here. Let's go to edit. And now you can see that those did update. You can see the office phone number is in there and the Instagram.com is there. So that's synced that way. And if we go the other direction, and let's say we go ahead and remove these, and then we hit save. Let's go ahead and go back over, click on Smart Lists. And if you notice that it's not quite there yet, you might have to hit refresh. Sometimes you do have to hit the refresh for some changes to take effect or display, possible caching aspect of things. And just like that, you can see that they are gone. So it has now removed the 2 that we removed on this side. And so now you can see how that synchronization works with your contacts. But that is the general gist of how you go ahead and get your account synced to the all-new RTV Plus CRM, how you sync your contacts, and a run-through of the different features that we have to offer, which of course is based on which plan you decide to go with, whether it's the RTV Plus or the RTV Plus Pro. But if you have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out and we will be happy to help you out. Thank you for watching.